So, with no further ado, I'd like to introduce our next comic of the night. Lovely chap, half American, half Greek, 100% handsome. His name is Socrates. Let's get a big round of applause.
Anyway, I was saying to my friend.
I picked up the microphone.
You're kicked out of the bar then.
I think so. It sounds like me. I don't know if that sounds good or not. I'm not the judge. You want it even closer, is what you're saying? You want me to suck the microphone? Is that what I'm hearing? I love COVID protocols here. Let me just lick on this thing here. No, you're a prize-winning man, and I would never contradict the owner of the other place. So anyway, can you all hear me? That's my time. So my name is Socrates, and I'm trying to lick this thing. And I'm happy to be at Club Bonobo. Do you guys know bonobos? I assume you know about bonobos. Do you guys know about the bonobo? I think it's the most human-esque chimp there is. They say the chimpanzee is the closest to humans. I don't think so. I think it's the bonobo. If you've ever seen a chimpanzee, have you seen chimpanzees? You know, I don't want to say anything about the women of our species, but vaginally speaking, chimpanzees, slightly different. I've had a couple girlfriends. I've never once seen them with a giant, swollen, pink pussy. Not like that. You know what I mean? And the bonobos, on the other hand, unlike the chimpanzees, who are large, violent, have huge, extended vaginas, the bonobos, they're a little bit more peaceful, and the way they deal with their societal problems is they have sex.
Yeah. That's what they do.
There's only one rule in bonobo society. Mothers don't fuck their sons. That's it. Because fathers don't know, because let's face it, everybody else fucked her, you know? So in bonobo society, when they have an argument, they then have sex. So boys and boys, girls and girls, other than mothers and sons, you know? This is why he named his bar Bonobo, which I appreciate personally, you know? So I think that we're closer to being bonobos because I think that, I don't know if you've noticed, but people do like to have sex. The big difference, of course, is that, yeah, some mothers do fuck their sons, but we're evolved as a species, is my point. So, that's not anything I kind of had to say, but it occurred to me on the train, and, you know, this is new night stuff, so this for me is a new thing, you know, people out of the living room. This is good, though, because it's a little bit like the size of my house, which is what the last couple of years have looked like. The thing was, in 2020, I took a personal vow. I was going to take some time alone, get to know myself, spend a little time, you know, by myself. Had no idea COVID hit, no clue, you know. Then, you know, last year, or January, I came out, 2 years, I was done, found out that a lot of other shit had happened, you know, so this is whole of a reawakening for me. And as you can see, I'm trying to learn things like, you know, words. That was a good one. I don't know all of them, but I'll remember that one. You know. I've been grunting a lot for the last couple of years, and that's worked for my situation. But here in the Netherlands, of course, they use words differently than like humans do. They're not really bonobos, but they do it weird, you know? Like a warm, wonderful evening. You know, they had to have a word for that, so they came up with geweldig.
What does that mean?
Geweldig is it's a warm, wonderful evening. Sort of the lead-in for that.
Gezellig in a different way?
Did I say the wrong? Did I say geweldig? Is it a gezellig? It is gezellig. Sorry. I didn't say I'm great at Dutch. I said I'm trying to learn words, okay? And Dutch words are harder than normal words. In fact, harder than bonobo words. And one of them is gezellig. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. I'm here to help.
Hey, I appreciate that so very much. This is the bartender, and he is literally here to help. So I appreciate that. And so it's a great Dutch word, because it starts with a chach, ends with a chach. It's got a zel in the middle of it. The word is, in fact, it is geweldig is what it is, which means awesome. Which itself is an awesome word because, again, it starts with a chach, ends with a chach. So it's a hard language to learn, and as a Greek, I thought that my parents and my family would be more impressed that I've learned another language, and I was way wrong, way wrong. I was in Greece during the last gap between the lockdowns, and I was hanging out with my family, and somebody asked for something. I handed it to them. They said, thank you, and without thinking, I said, "Graag," which basically means, pleased to do it. And she looked at me and, asked, was I okay? Did I need medical things or something like that? And I was like, no, I was speaking Dutch. Didn't help, they mocked me, is what came down to. They mocked me, my Greek family. It's not good, I'm an American, I learned some words that aren't, easy American words, you know what I mean? And it's like, in America, we had to have our own words too. Like, we needed a word for the people we see all the time. That's why we came up with the word asshole. And like the Germans, as their special little culture, other than starting wars, they have a thing about laughing at people's pain. So they came up with Schadenfreude or whatnot. I can't pronounce it because it makes them laugh at my pain for trying to say it. And I never really quite got Schadenfreude, or however you say it, until like Brexit. Yeah. For me, as an American, seeing incredibly proud people who's caused most of the world's problems screw themselves so horrifically, day in and day out, and never admit it. I got a little Schadenfreude about that. I gotta admit it, And it was a weird feeling for me, It's not very popular here in the Netherlands. The Dutch are kind of cool with that shit. But as an American, you do what you can, I suppose. But so anyway. The other great word, real fast, in Dutch that I like is their favorite word for sweet honey sugar pie, which we went with sugary, fatty words, and then they went with scratcha. If you know this word, that just means, I don't know how else you translate it, but my little darling thing, and it's scratcha. What I think is odd is it's got the little diminutive at the end, but they still shorten it down to scha, which seems backwards. You know what I mean? How do you shorten your diminutive into another thing? I don't quite get that. But anyway, all I'm saying is this was a lot of fun for me, my scratches, and I'll see you again soon. My name is Socrates. Enjoy the Bonobo!
I'd like to mention to the owner of the bar, Nadal, less interaction with the comedians. When I'm on stage, you can heckle, say whatever you want. Excuse me, sir. Maya, fuck the shut up.